Hey CE5ers, my name is Andre Cardoso, and this channel is all about CE5, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, which means human-initiated contact with extraterrestrials. We've got tips, tools, and first-hand personal experiences of people who've been involved with this work. Today we'll hear from Ginny Jones. Ginny is a CE5 ambassador who was born in a little village near Stonehenge and who now lives in New Zealand. She works as an energetic intuitive, a Reiki master, and a holistic healer. I've personally been to a couple of group medicine circles that she's facilitated, and I can tell you they were deeply beautiful and powerful. I've known Ginny for a couple of years now, and I'm so happy to have her here on the podcast. With her background in sensing shifts in consciousness and energetic fields, she brings a lot to CE5 gatherings, often able to sense the locations of ET craft or beings before they make themselves known in more confirmed material ways. In today's episode, she discusses how she does this, and you can too. Later on in the interview, she also shares a really powerful way to deal with any fear that might come up when doing this work. Now, since she often refers to the energy involved in CE5, I thought I would start our conversation by asking her how she understands the idea of energy within this context.
Okay, my definition of energy, it's a bit of a mix-max because, yes, there are energetic fields, but you have to tune in not with your mental mind, so you're using your higher consciousness or your intuition to tune into the energy fields. So that actually is a state of using your whole body, not just your thinking mind or your brain. So you have to, if you want to feel energy and sense the fields that the ETs put around us, that we build up, then you really have to bring your consciousness and your mind down into your feeling body. But it's all connected, so you end up, even though you're feeling the field, you end up seeing the scintillating light and everything else. But it's important to stay out of the analytical mind and go with the more intuitive, higher consciousness. And that way people will be able to sense, using all the senses of the body actually, and there's far more than what we've been led to believe. Our whole nervous system is a sensory system. So you end up seeing sparks of light. You can see almost like millions of tiny sparks of light that actually then look like a ring around people. You can, if you want to, you can tune into people's auras, so then you see a ring around actual people, and that's their own energy field. So there's different types of energy field as well, coming from different things. Animals have energy fields. You can see the aura of the trees, the mountains, but the energy fields that we get when we do a coherent group is slightly different. It's very powerful, and when we use intent with it, we can send that energy to wherever we want, because energy has no boundaries. It's like the same with doing distant energy healing. There's no boundaries at all. You can send it wherever you want to send it, and it'll get there. So yeah, there's lots of different types, really, of energy fields, and that's what it is, really. It's a field. And even if you see spirit, they just start often as a field, and then they can develop into a more solid form. Same with ET. Actual ET individuals, if they want you to see them, they often will start off as scintillating light, and then that scintillating light will get more dense and more dense and more dense until eventually you see an image, and that's in sort of semi-solid form.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people, when they come into the idea of CE5, they're like, oh, I want to see something really physical. And and we do have really physical phenomena happen where we see craft appear and lights that are really close by that everybody can see, and or audible sounds, or even, like there's all kinds of things that happen. And interactions with our electronic equipment. But some of the most exciting stuff is what's happening energetically. And it's really deep, and how do the ETs interact with us on an energetic level? What are the ways that they connect with us?
Okay, well, they can come up to you very closely energetically, so we can't see them, but you might feel. This is why it's important to be in your feeling body, not your thinking mind. You might feel a sensation or a tingling down one side, or even a very light touch. And that's them using their energy to blend with your energy. In other ways, again, it's the scintillating light. So it's definitely through energy form, the scintillating lights that we see, sparks of light. With the electronic stuff, they interfere. So this is like proof. They can create the electronic stuff to come through with a sequence, which we had last night. What else? There's lights. There's all sorts of stuff. There's so much. There's lights. There's blocks of energy. There's movement in the grass. You can hear footsteps. You won't see anything, but you could hear footsteps. And what we see, of course. So on an energetic level, it's literally about, if you want to be more energetic in your CE5, it's literally about feeling and observing and having total awareness of what's going on around you, because it can be so subtle that if you're not fully really got your visuals on right the way around you and your feeling body on, then you might miss something, because it can be so subtle.
So it's really cool also because even if you do miss something, the fact that we have a number of people there to be witness, and everybody has their own way of attuning or like tuning in to what's happening.
Yeah.
Like each person kind of has a different way of perceiving the energy, I think, or
Absolutely.
absorbing it. Some people are more visual, or some people are more emotional, and some people,
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. People on an individual level, they will be using their different senses, and like mine's quite visual and feeling, but other people will be getting auditory stuff constantly, like hearing the footsteps or hearing a voice behind you or hearing clicks. So yeah, everyone has their own individual. And of course, we're all sat in a circle, so the people the opposite side have got a total different view, so they'll be seeing totally different things as well, because there's, on every level, there's things going on around us all the time.
So there's been even just a lot going on this week. Could you share some experiences that we've had as a group?
Yep, we've had lots of scintillating light.
What is scintillating light for those who don't?
Okay, scintillating light is almost like an energy field. It is an energy field, actually, but it's like tiny little sparks of light that are more condensed in a certain area. So last night, for instance, in our circle, I could see there was an energy field that had built up above our heads. Now, we could have built that up with the meditation and everything that we did. There were also more over towards the bush, lots of different coloured sparks of lights going on, and even on the ground. So it's all an energy field, albeit from different sources. So really, your intuition actually kicks in to go with your own guidance. What am I feeling? Where am I? You know, that field, that sparkling light that I can see, is that ET? Is it our nature beings? Is it a field that we've built up? You've really got to go with your own gut instincts and trust it. Trust what you're getting. Don't question it as well, because that's what a lot of people do. Is, did I really see that? Actually, you did. So really trust yourself and what you're getting, because the more you trust yourself and what you're getting, the more you're going to build up that. And of course, ET is sensing us and how we are, and the more we trust with what we're picking up on, the more they're going to give us. because we've built up that relationship, that communication with them. So it's our intent and connecting with them on a higher consciousness level. In your own mind, you don't need to say things out loud, and just say, I would like to experience tonight. I would like to form a relationship with you, and you will. That's how it happens. And it doesn't matter where you are on the planet either. If you do a CE5 here in New Zealand or in another country, often the ETs that are connected with you in particular, that's because this is what I've found, will be with you wherever you are. It's like the ETs that we connect to at home, both me and I feel they're a different race to what perhaps he connects with quite a lot, because of the different transmissions that are coming through on the radio. And he can have his radio on the same frequency as mine, and mine will be going crazy and his won't be doing anything. So it's the ETs that have perhaps connected with me for some reason. I don't know why. It might be because I'm a healer and they actually work with me. That's probably more like it, actually. So they tend to be with me wherever I go, as long as and I get that proof through the radio, because it's a similar transmission that comes through each time. So yeah, going back to the actual question, the energy, you've really got to trust yourself and what you're getting and what you're seeing, what you're hearing. And the energy can be very, very subtle. The scintillating lights can be almost, you might think that your eyes are tricking you, but you just go with it. Sort of allow your feeling to go into it, and then you'll feel that there is something there. So it's not just the visuals, you're really using your whole system to tune into whatever it is that you're experiencing. And that's the way to do it, really, because then you might start getting audios, clicks, voices.
And when there's somebody else there also that's or sees or hears the same thing, then you know, like,
Yes.
it's not just in your head.
Absolutely.
Like,
that's confirmation.
Yeah.
It's like and I last year, when we were doing the meditation, I heard, and it went on for quite a while, a voice behind me speaking a language that I didn't understand. I knew it was ET that was on the ground. They'd come up close and they obviously wanted me to hear. So when I voiced it afterwards, said, yes, I heard that too, which is great, because then you think, you know, that is definitely confirmation for me, but it also is confirmation for the group that ET is up close. And it's not, you know, somebody might think that it's someone with an overzealous imagination or something, you know. So you've got proof then. As same with people seeing the lights, like the red lights or the orbs, actually, the orbs that we see too. Often other people will see the same thing. And it's all confirmation. So yes, it's very cool. And it's fascinating, and there's nothing to fear. That is the main thing. The ETs that we connect with are beautiful, loving beings. They might be quite scientific, so they might not have much emotion, but they are still here to help, to integrate with us, to find out what we're like. I've just seen an orb right by your head there. It distracted me while I was saying that. And they are beautiful beings that are here to help humanity and the earth. So the fear factor, unfortunately, we've been brought up with movies and things like that to fear anything we don't know. But actually, what we don't know is a natural part of who we are. And so don't have any fear around connecting. Just keep a really loving, open heart, and that will also help your own fear to go away by really breathing through the heart and opening your heart. even if you're, for anyone listening who is on their first CE5 and they're feeling a bit frightened or they're feeling a bit nervous or anxious, the best thing you can do is think of someone in your life that you really love and hold on to that loving feeling and expand your heart out, and it will dissolve the fear within seconds. And just keep doing that, breathing that love through, and that will really, really dissolve any fear that you might have. And it's old conditioning, that's all that fear is. It has no room in our lives, really. So yeah, just feel that love from your family and pets or anyone you love, and just keep hold of that feeling and that thought, and that will dissolve it.
Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful insight and perspective and your gifts with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure being out here with you this week, and I love getting to spend time together and
Yes.
And do this amazing work.
Thank you too. It's awesome, and I wish we could do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love Ginny, and she shared some valuable insights there. And now that you've gotten to hear it, I hope you really take her advice to heart when you go out and initiate contact yourself. To help you get started, you'll find a free guide to the basics of CE5 at ce5podcast.com. For more about this fascinating and inspiring movement, check out the other videos on this channel and the links in the description. I'll see you next time.